Hello, it's Sarah from Stamping with Love. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I wanted to show you a card that I'd made using our awesomely artistic stamp set. I absolutely love this stamp set. It's so versatile. There's just so many different images you can create from that one stamp set. If I hold this up to the camera a bit closer, you'll be able to see that I've done this particular card in Delightful Dijon. So today I thought I'd do a similar card, but this time I would change the colours. So I've decided to use Blackberry Bliss for my base cardstock. The base has been created from a piece of standard A4 cardstock, which has been scored in half and cut in half vertically down the centre to create this top folding card. I'm then going to layer that with a piece of tip-top taupe cardstock, and that's just been cut a quarter of an inch shorter on that side and on this side. And then my final layer is going to be a piece of Whisper white cardstock, and that's also been cut in another quarter of an inch that way and that way. These are the stamp sets we'll be using today. So this is the awesomely artistic stamp set, and I'm going to be using the dragonfly, the circle, the splatter, this gorgeous flower stamp, and the fern leaf. And I'm just going to be using, again as I did with the previous card, just a little something for you as my sentiment, and that comes from the Num Num set. So I'm just going to take my top layer, which is the one we're going to be stamping on today, and I'm going to start with Tip Top Taupe. I'm going to take my flower stamp and ink that up in the Tip Top Taupe. I'm going to just come in from the lower left hand corner of the card, stamp half off the cardstock and press down. Next I'm going to take my Blackberry Bliss and I'm going to ink up my circle. And I'm just going to put that in the top right hand corner. Next I'm going to take my Old Olive and I'm going to take my fern stamp and ink that up once. I'm going to ink it up once, but I'm actually going to stamp on the page 3 times without re-inking it, so we're going to kind of get 3 different shades of the Old Olive. So I'm going to go down to the right hand bottom corner and stamp once, twice, and a 3rd time. Now I'm going to come in with my splatter stamp, and I absolutely love this stamp, it's so pretty. I'm going to start with my Delightful Dijon. I'm going to ink that up, and I'm just going to stamp once in the top left hand corner. I'm going to rotate it and stamp once in the centre, and then finally again in the bottom right hand corner. And then I'm going to just use my Stampin' scrub to remove that ink from my stamp so I can go in with another colour. I can actually put the Delightful Dijon away. I'm going to come in with my Blackberry Bliss, ink that up, and I'm going to go into the top left hand corner again, stamp once in the centre and once towards the bottom, and that one can be put away. I'm going to go into my old olive, once at the top, once in the centre, and once at the bottom. And you can see there's really no sort of set pattern in the way I'm stamping this. I'm just literally placing the colour splats in different areas on the card in a way that I think looks good. And finally I'm going into my Wisteria Wonder, and I'm going to ink that up at the top. In the middle and at the bottom. Move that to one side, and I'm going to take a piece of scrap Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to take my dragonfly image, which is I've already mounted, and ink that up in the tip top taupe. And I'm just going to stamp anywhere on the cardstock. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut this out so that I can actually prop the dragonfly up on dimensionals on my card front. So I'm going to go off and do that. So there's my dragonfly that I fussy cut out. And now I'm going to go back to my piece of scrap Whisper White cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp my sentiment, which is the Just a Little Something For You from the Num Num set. I'm going to take my deck to label punch, and I'm just going to punch out the sentiment. Just get it nice and centered. And then punch that out. Next I'm going to take my sponge tubber, and I'm going to ink that up in the tip top taupe once more, and I'm just going to give my sentiment a little edge. Now I'm going to just flip my dragonfly over, and I'm going to take some of this beautiful fine metallic thread from Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to attach that in loops to the back of my dragonfly with some snail. So I'm going to apply the snail to the back of my dragonfly. And I'm just going to attach my thread in kind of random loops on my dragonfly. And when you think you've got enough, just bring that round to the centre again. And just snip the end off. I'm going to attach my dragonfly to the front panel of my card, and I'm just going to use the edge of my dimensional sheet for that. It does need to be quite a fine strip so that it can stay hidden behind the tail. So that's just a very fine edge that I've cut off from my dimensionals, and I'm just going to place that that's hidden, and then I'm going to take a full dimensional for each of the wings. I'm going to go back to my front panel. Peel off the backs, and I'm just going to have him going off at an angle over that central splatter. Next I'm going to take some of my beautiful Tip Top Taupe dotted lace trim ribbon, and I'm going to place that just at the bottom of my panel. And I just find the easiest way to attach ribbon to cardstock is using Scotch tape. Like that. I'm then going to take a very small piece of my silver ribbon trim, and I'm going to place that in the centre of the Tip Top Taupe ribbon. Again, using Scotch tape. Next I'm going to take my sentiment and I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. And I'm just going to pop my sentiment to the centre of my ribbon, and that's my front panel more or less complete. I'm now going to layer up my card, and I'm going to attach my Tip Top Taupe cardstock using snail to my Blackberry Bliss panel. And then I'm going to take my top panel and I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. I'm just going to place that panel on top, and when you're happy with that position you can press it down. Next I'm going to take some wing Stella and I'm just going to go over the dragonfly. There's some added shimmer. And I'm also going to dot the wing Stella around different areas of my card. I just think it's really lovely when you can pick up on the shimmer. And finally I'm going to come in with my iced rhinestones, and they are absolutely just really beautiful. I'm just going to place one of those on the dragonfly, and then I'm going to take a couple of my basic rhinestones one over that little flower of the circle. And I'm just going to place one right here. And that's our card complete. I just hold it up. Hopefully you're catching just those shimmery accents where I've placed the wing Stella, and I just think that that dotted lace ribbon is absolutely beautiful. So that's it. Hope you like it, and thank you very much for joining me.